I kid you not, I got on like 15 minutes early because I'm so excited for tonight. I was like sitting here by myself, like listening to music. Then Monica got on, and I know Monica's probably like excited, but also nervous because she's our guest interviewer tonight, which I'm super excited about. But like, I've just been looking forward to this call all day long. It's our first call of November, and like momentum is just incredible right now. Like, you guys, like, this feels so good, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you. So thanks for tuning in tonight. We're going to keep this to an hour or less. That is always the goal. And I just want to start with some shout outs. So either you can unmute, you can shout yourself out, you can shout someone on your team out, you can write it in the chat, but let's just take like the first 5 minutes or so to just recognize somebody who's killing it.
I would like to shout out to Leilani. Happy birthday, girl. I love you.
You guys, it's Wendy's birthday and another distributor's birthday today too. There's like, I can't remember the other one. I'm gonna have to look it up. There's 3 distributors' birthdays today. You guys are all, oh, her name is Jennifer Nelson. She just joined. So 3 distributors' birthdays today. It's so cool.
I want to shout out Brenda for signing on our first distributor this week. So exciting.
Yes, it is so exciting.
I want to shout out Hayden. She found something she enjoyed doing in our group chat and just kind of took hold and just did it. And so I love when people just step up and do things and take charge of what they're good at.
Love it.
I'd like to shout out Kendra. She chartered to Ruby today, or executive today. So
yay, Kendra!
And Natalie is chartered for executive as well.
Good job, you guys. And like, executive is the first step, and then it goes Ruby, Emerald, and it's just so fun to see these leaders and like just new people like pop up, step up, and just be all in. And that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today on the call. So proud of you guys. Who else has got a few shout outs they want to do?
I want to shout out Tara. She's just getting started, but she's soaking it all in, like trying to learn everything she can and just hit the ground running. So she's doing great.
Anyway, so many new distributors are like, it's just so fun. Like, we've got systems that just like set them up for success if you just jump in. And we got some brand new distributors on with us. So I know that some of you guys have your names and some of you guys don't, as far as like what names I can see here, but guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Betty's trying to connect to audio right now, and she just barely joined. Who else has got some shout outs?
I signed my first loyal customer of this month, first of many.
Good job.
So I want to shout out Betty. She's been screenshotting me. She sold, I think we're at 3 coffee samples already outside of the ones that she sold to Join. So I think she's out of coffee samples actually. I think she sold them all. But she's just been plugged in and doing all of the things. Amazing.
And you guys, these pre-sale calls that me and Mandy have done, we did, when was it? Wednesday when we did them, or was it Tuesday? Everybody who was on sold 1 coffee sampler right there on the call with us. And so we only had to sell 1 more to get them signed. And so we're going to be doing 2 pre-sale coffee calls tomorrow, which I'll make sure you guys have the information for that. So that way you can invite people tonight or in the morning or afternoon and get them on there, because tomorrow's payday for a lot of people. So they'll be able to either just sell 1 and then get signed up, or maybe just easily sell 2 because other people are getting paid and they can do the coffee cash that way. Okay. So anybody else want to share anything before we turn it over to, we'll go Mandy first and then Carrie Ann second. Chantel, thanks for being on. I see Tara, she just barely joined and she's on tonight. Welcome. Ashley, I see you. Love it. Okay, so Mandy is the host. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Can I shout out real quick, even though you can't really see me?
Yes.
I want to shout out Mandy because she has turned me into I would say semi-morning person because of her mindset call. I absolutely love it, and it's just the best way to start my day.
I know, when I hop on there and I'm like, Crystal Lynn, what? Like, and every time I get on in the mornings, and I don't get on all of the time, but I always see you there. So I want to shout out you
It
for,
always shocks me to see myself there too. So
and I mean, it's just, I mean, I'm so proud of you for being willing to do something that's uncomfortable so that way you can be successful and start your day out right. And you've been so consistent with it. So props to you too for taking advantage of what Mandy's offering, even though it's not always fun to wake up early. All right, Mandy, take it away.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am the host of this month's, I about just said this week's, like we were gonna have weekly ones, this month's Host to Post giveaway. And so for those of you who don't know what that is, every month we give away $100 cash on the last day of the month. That way to help you get people to make a post for you. If you just joined in the month of November, then you get in free. If you did not join in November, then it's going to be $5 and you have to pay that to me through Venmo. I am out of Facebook probation, so Facebook Pay, Venmo, or you can PayPal me. Either way, it doesn't matter. But you have to pay $5. Now you have to complete all 3 steps. If you don't pay the $5, fill out the form and request to join the group, you're not going to get in and be able to put your entries in. And so there are a few of you who have paid but not filled out the form, or who have filled out the form but not paid, or you've paid and filled out the form but not requested to join the group. And if you're not my friend, I can't add you to the group. And so we're all adults and we have to complete all 3 directions. Otherwise you're not in the group, because I can't chase you around and get you in the group. And so that's,
will you maybe give us a list of names if you know off the top of your head?
I have it right here.
Okay, hold on just one second. So I posted the form in the comments right there, you guys. So if you would like, so this is just an opportunity. It's $5 for people that host a post for you. You can say you can be entered into our team's $100 cash drawing that happens at the end of the month. And the reason why we started doing this is because $5 gets you a little bit of skin in the game. You know, if we were just giving it away, then you wouldn't care. But if you invest, you know, $5 in putting towards this pot, then you're going to get host to post up. But also we wanted to have a place where new distributors who just barely paid, you know, money to start their business, that they didn't have to pay to get in. So their first month in the business, they can get up as many host to posts as they want to help sign their own customers, sign their own distributors without having to pay to get in. And so anybody I'm looking at, I see Ashley's on here. I see Betty's on here. Anybody who joined this month, you guys, all you have to do is fill out this form and then you'll just select the first month freebie. Now, if you joined in October or before October, then that's where Mandy's saying it's $5. You can pay by Venmo, which is on the sheet. It tells you what her Venmo is on the form. So you can pay her by Venmo, by Facebook Pay, or if you want her PayPal, message her, okay? Because you don't want to get the wrong email. We had that happen before. And if you guys aren't doing all 3 steps like she says, like she's messaging me and she's like, Tamika, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And I'm like, I don't have time to chase them down either. And she can't because she doesn't know who everybody is and who they belong to. So like, I know this is something new and it's going to be a learning process for everyone, but step 1 is to fill out the form. Step 2 is to make the payment and then add yourself to the group. Okay. And so, do you want to tell who is still missing a step, and then we'll go on to Carrie Ann?
So Larissa, I need a form from, she's paid.
So hold on one second. If this is your teammate and they're not on the call, will you as the leader make sure that they know?
Maria just needs to add herself to the group. She's yours, Tamika. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see
I'm going to slaughter last names.
So Carrie Ann, those 2 are yours so far, Larissa and Maria. Okay.
Vicky D needs the form, or she filled out the form. She hasn't paid.
Okay.
Charlotte and Clayton need to fill out the form and add themselves to the group. Cassie needs to fill out the form. She's mine. And then Wendy Cross needs to add herself to the group and fill out the form.
Okay. So I see Vicky is on here. So Vicky, you got that. And then I think I saw Wendy on here as well. You guys, 51 people on a Thursday night. 2 claps. So proud of us. Amazing. Okay, I don't see Wendy anymore. Am I missing you? Oh, there you are. Okay, so Wendy, no. So I think we've got everybody covered. So thank you, Mandy, for keeping track of that, you guys. And it's kind of a lot of paperwork, you know, like getting people out of the group, who's paid, who's not paid, like all this stuff. So if you just as we get going and you get used to it, then you'll easily be able to know how to do it. And then you guys can just send this link, this form, to your new distributors and say, hey, this is where you're going to put your host to post for the month. And you just send them the form. Don't invite them to the group because they have to fill out the form and add themselves to the group. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about the host to post giveaway group? I want to share my screen real quick so you guys can see what it looks like. And then you are going to be up next, Carrie Ann. So it's called Host to Post Pack Giveaway. And all of us just list our entries right here on this November slide. And so like Kaylee has hers here, she's number 12. And then she's just been listing all of her giveaway people here. Caitlin is number 13. And so this is just kind of what it looks like in here. Okay.
Can you send a link in the chat again, please?
Yep. All right, Carrie Ann, you are up. And then Kelly Jo, you're going to be up next.
All right. I don't know how many have seen the video post I made in our pack page. I can't remember what it's called, the pack page. But basically what we're trying to do on the customer page is make it more interactive and fun for the customers to complete challenges, but also get a chance to win prizes at the end of the month. So we do like swag bags of product samples that we have on hand. So what we thought would be fun is doing weekly challenges where they can post in the comments of the challenge post and get an entry in. I'm having a hard time getting interactions on that, and I feel like we as distributors need to step up and tag our people so that they can see those posts, because a lot of the times when we get into groups, you see it for the first couple months, but if you don't interact a lot, then it kind of is hidden from your view. So Erica, Marie, and I, and Tamika, we would appreciate if you can take a few minutes each week to go and check that and make sure you're interacting with it so that you can know what's going on and to be able to, I don't know, just make it more fun for the customers to see that we are giving back because we appreciate their business. And just trying to help them see the most success that they can be. So this first week, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so I posted the link in the comments of the Zoom. So if you're not part of this, just go ahead and add yourself. And then when you guys sign a customer, you can invite them to this group. Okay. And then like Carrie Ann said, she's got a team of girls and they're trying to make it more interactive and more fun. And I know that it's hard for us sometimes to like go and like and comment on another thing, but this is a way for us to keep better customer retention. And so Erica was so cute this morning, you know, sharing what the benefits of yesterday, what the benefits of coffee were or is. And then she did a little video showing them how to mix it. And then there's a water challenge happening this week. And so, you know, we've gone in and we've dropped pictures. And so, you know, just like Carrie Ann said, once a week coming in here, liking and commenting on stuff. And then the nice part too, is that they've worked really hard on these albums. And so for you guys too, you can use this as a tool. There's real people with real results. So if you have personal results, go in here and put them in here. There's a product info sheets, how to use the products. There's some workouts and some healthy recipes. And so they've done a good job as far as giving some value and extra resources for our customers. So what else did you want to say? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, it's okay. Just basically that they can invite their customers, but also they can tag their customers in the challenges so that they know that they're going on and that they'll feel comfortable posting, because it is for our customers. And if they don't feel comfortable being in the group, they're not going to comment on anything.
Okay, so you guys get yourself added. I'm going to try and do better about it on the Power Hour, like at least once a week. Just be like, all right, you guys, let's hop in this page and let's like and comment on a few things. And so Kelly Jo's shaking her head. She'll be better about it, at least just once a week that we do that, or Sundays, or, you know, something like that we can go and boost it up. Because they're doing work to help us keep customers longer. Like Carrie Ann is giving away her own products to your customers when they participate, and how good is that going to make them feel? So definitely take advantage of it. Okay. Thank you so much, Carrie Ann. All right, let's get to Kelly Jo and Monica. You guys, I love every week we get to share a new story and get to know each other a little bit better. And so Monica is our guest interviewer tonight, and Kelly Jo is going to do that. And, you know, as they're talking, if things like hit you or stand out to you, or you can relate, will you guys just drop it in the comments? Like, let's just get the comment box moving during this and like be plugged in and listening. I mean, it's only like 10, 15 minutes where we get to listen and hear someone's story, but like stories is what changes your business and other people's business. Hearing what Monica says today is going to help you sign a distributor. It's going to help you sign a customer. Because of her story, you're going to be able to find somebody else who fits that same mold. And you can say, I know this girl on my team, her name's Monica, and she was in the same position that you were. So go ahead, Kelly Jo, take it away.
All right. Hello, you guys. Kelly Jo. And I hope that it was Tamika's internet cutting out and not mine. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. All right, Miss Monica, I am so excited to interview you, so excited to have you here, and I am so excited to share this story with you guys because it is a long period one as well. So Monica, tell us a little bit about first, like, who are you? How did we even get to know you in the first place?
Okay, so I'm Monica. I am friends with Tay Lynch, and I know her from school. And we both played basketball, and we grew up knowing each other. And then she started the business, and that's how I got to know everyone here. And that's kind of how I got connected with Kelly Jo and Tamika.
Okay, perfect. And we talked about this. Tay's been in for almost 5 years. I've been in for 5 years. And so almost 5 years ago now, you started your very own business, right?
Right.
And so tell us a little bit about that first time in the business about 5 years ago.
Okay. So Tay I had been following her for a while, watching her doing the business. And she had approached me with doing it, and I was like, no, I don't want to. And I was kind of following her, kept watching her, and she was like, hey, like, it's a good time, jump in with me. I don't know how many times or for how long. And then I was finally like, all right, I'll do it. Let's do it. And so I signed up with her, and I just was like, sure, whatever, like, I'll do it. So you'll leave me alone. And I didn't put in the effort. Like, I wasn't trying. I would get on the calls, but I wouldn't turn my video on. I wasn't paying attention, but my name showed up, so it looked like I was there. I'd like make the posts on Facebook that she suggested, and I'd like follow up with customers. So I was a little bit successful because I was doing a few things, but I wasn't doing everything. I was just, I don't know, like making it look like I was doing it. So I could say like, hey, I tried and it didn't work, so I'm out. Yeah.
And I know that you were boxed for executive, but I cannot remember. Did you go executive the first time?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so she was boxed for executive. I remember the full story. That's the part I couldn't remember. But you guys, she was boxed for executive, like almost there, and then decided she was out. Like, and we were all like, wait, what? Like, you were crushing it. Like, she had signed customers, she had signed distributors. Like, what do you mean you're out? And you had like just come to an event and met us all. And so I remember thinking like, did we do something wrong? Did I scare her away? Like, what is going on? But really, honestly, it was just life right then, right? Like, it wasn't the right time. And like, maybe we wanted it to be, but it just wasn't. And so then I remember about 2 years ago, you messaged me about the new ThermoFight, and you wanted to be a customer, correct?
Right.
So she became a customer with me.
It was.
Yeah, it was ThermoFight. So she became a customer with me. And then we always kept a relationship. I want you guys to know that like we always continued to like and comment on each other's stuff. We would message back and forth. I think you even hosted a couple posts. I know you were still in contact with Tay. And so like Tay and I just kind of kept working our businesses. We kept going. But we still knew that Monica was hanging out. Okay. So then I remember earlier this summer, I messaged you and said, have you ever thought about coming back to the business? And you ignored my message. I was like, okay, well, that's a big, hard no, but I had to slip it in there. So tell us about what happened when you started, and when did you start again?
October 3rd.
Okay. And what had changed from 5 years ago to October 3rd of 2020?
Honestly, I was talking to my husband about this last night, and I don't really know for sure. I just feel like it was the right time. I had been following you guys and watching, and I think it was mostly the friendships that I saw. Like everyone was still like you all were still friends. You were still supporting each other. Like you guys were still there 5 years later supporting me, and I wasn't even in the business. And so it was just like the right time. I needed the friends. I needed something to do for myself. And so Tay again had messaged me and was like, hey, there's discount codes. Do you want in? And I was like, no, I don't. And she sent me the same message. Have you ever thought about coming back to the business? She was like, be honest with me. And I just told her, I was like, well, honestly, yeah, I have. And she was like, okay, well, when the time's right, let me know. And she had messaged me about the discount codes. And I don't know, a couple of weeks later, I messaged her and was like, hey, did I miss out on the discount? And she's like, no, you didn't. And so I decided to get going, mostly for the friendships and to help me work on myself and do the personal development and build relationships with my friends and just be able to help people and help myself as I'm doing that too.
Yeah. And it's been so amazing to see this shift, because I want you guys to remember what she said at the beginning. Her name might have been showing up on a meeting. She was doing a couple of the things. So she was there. So some of you might think, well, yeah, she's doing well now because she knew what to do before. It's not that you didn't necessarily know before, but you weren't actually doing the things, right? And I think, just my personal opinion, our systems have changed since in the past 5 years as well. And we're better at everything and we're more efficient. But now I want to shout Monica out, you guys. When she's on a call, her camera is on and she is there and engaged. If I ask a question, she is nodding her head. She's shaking her head no. She's giving me thumbs up. She's talking. She's unmuting. And that's just a month into the business. Okay, like, yes, she did do it before, but things are way different now. And she is engaged fully. And then we were going to cancel the call because a few of us were getting on a call, a different one, that nighttime power hour. And Monica's like, well, if your room's going to be open, I'm going to be on. So I'll just host it. And I was like, oh, hot dang. Like, okay, well, it's not canceled. Monica's hosting. So she's always showing up. She's all here. So I see that change from you. Your name's not just here. You are here. You are ready to go and you are finding success. And I love that. So leading into my next question, how are you finding success? Like, what are you doing different rather than just like actually showing up? Like, what do you feel like is that switch to the success now that you're finding?
One of the biggest things, the first time I joined, it was like, I don't care who you are and I don't care what's going on, but like buy my product so I can get paid, or join my business so I can get paid. And this time, like, Host to Post is amazing because I'm meeting a lot of people and it's not just like, please buy my stuff so I can get paid. Like, I really want to know what is going on with these people. What can I do to help and actually help them, and not just like buy my products, join my business because I want to get paid. And so like actually
That's
taking
huge.
the time to build the relationships and get to know them and be able to help them.
That is so huge. And I think like that just made me think of when people say like, oh, this is a sales thing, or, oh, I'm going to have to sell stuff. I like cringe because I think of like the mall kiosk people or like the guys going around door to door with their briefcases. I'm like, no, we're not salesmen. Like we are, but it's not what you think. And it's exactly that. We are helping people. And so that shift, if you guys can think of it that way of like, yes, technically, are we selling stuff? Yes. Do we get paid? Yes. But are we having fun? Are we helping people? Are we building relationships? And as soon as you can start doing those three things, you are going to find success and you're going to have long-term success and you're going to enjoy it so much more. And so are your friends and family. They don't want to be sold to, right? They want you to help them. So I love that, Monica. That is amazing. So what do you feel like right now? I know you talked about Host to Post. So what else is like working for you right now? Like what, because you're signing customers, you're signing distributors, you're booming the chats. Like what is working for you right now to be bringing in those new enrollments?
The biggest thing is just being consistent. I've put myself on a schedule. I wake up a little bit earlier in the morning so I can answer messages, interact with my friends on Facebook. And then I drink my coffee and do my normal thing, go to work. I take like 10 minutes on my lunch break at work to, see if there's any messages or anything I can follow up with. And then in the evening, I have family time and then jump on the power hour and just make sure I make the most of that hour to be able to get all of my work done.
So did you hear that? She's consistent. She gets up a little bit earlier. She takes that little break because you're still working full time and you have a little boy who is how old now?
He's 3.
So before she didn't have a child, and now she has a child. She has a husband who's going to start working out of town. She's working full time and she's still making this work because she's being consistent. She made a schedule for herself that works for her. Like maybe you're like, well, that schedule wouldn't work for me. Make one that works for you and be consistent with it. And that's all that it takes. And the other night when you shared that your husband got a job and he's going to be working out of town, I was like, oh, she's going to stay consistent. Nothing is going to stop her. And that's going to make her life harder, right? Like not having your spouse around, not having your partner around, but I know that you're going to stay consistent with it. And so I love that you know that that is what's bringing the success in the enrollments is just being consistent with it and showing up. So great job. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Is there anything else that you want to share? And then we'll open it up for questions.
I don't think so. I mean, I just take advantage of the host to post as much as I can. And when I reply to those people who comment, I just, instead of saying like, hey, here's a product to go along with the post, I just ask them like, hey, how are you? Like, what are your goals? What are you working for? And then talk to them that way instead of just, because most of them are people I don't know, they're friends of friends. And so I don't want to just come at them like, hey, buy my products. So I just talk to them and see what's going on with them and what I can do to help them. And then I think the biggest thing the first time is somebody would tell me no and I would be so crushed and I'm like, great, I failed, I can't do this. And now somebody tells me no and I'm like, all right, cool. Thanks for talking with me. And if I can help you later on, let's do it. But I just don't let it get to me now.
Yeah, I love that. That's so huge. And I remember when people would tell you no, I remember you getting upset. Like everyone is telling me no. And I'm like, you've talked to everybody in the entire world. Like, no, not everybody tells us no, right? But sometimes it does feel like that. And it's hard to not like feel like, oh, what the heck? But to just say like, it's not their time for me to help them right now. That time's coming. That's huge. So does anybody have any questions for Monica that we can answer? You can unmute or drop it in the chat.
Is your husband supportive?
At first he wasn't, but I think he's seen that this is something that I enjoy and that I want to do. His biggest thing was like, when do you have time for yourself? You're working full time, you're taking care of the house, you're taking care of Braxton, you're taking care of me, plus doing your business. Like, when do you have time for yourself? And I'm like, that is my time for myself. This is what I want to be doing with my time.
I love that. Anyone else?
In the beginning, it's kind of a follow-up of the same question that was just asked, because my husband, when I was telling him about this and that I was wanting to try to start again, because I can't talk. I as well in the past have tried and I got absolutely nowhere and I was just so nervous. And then Tamika reached out and I am now here, obviously. But I had asked or talked to my husband about it and he's like, oh, it's one of those pyramid schemes, and kind of put me down a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, I know this stuff works. I know people thrive with it and they do amazing on it. And I don't know, it just kind of put me down. So how do you kind of work through that?
So the hard thing for me is my husband has nothing to do with social media or technology. Like, I swear he was supposed to be born in a different century, so he doesn't understand any of it. And he is like, whatever, I guess if that's what you do on social media, go ahead. But it's taken this full month that I've been in now this time to tell him like, this is what we're doing, like, and I enjoy it. He sees the shift in me since I've started because I have the friends now and I'm working on myself and making sure that I'm taking care of me because this is my me time. And so I think just after seeing the difference in me and that I'm happier and that this is something I enjoy, and then he was like, okay, yeah, if this is what you want to do, then let's do it.
Awesome.
Love that. So just keep going, being consistent. That's what I'm hearing. Just keep pushing. Make sure that you're not getting into those negative mindsets and that you're pushing through with a positive mindset, and just stay consistent and keep going. And the people that are meant to support you are going to support you, right? And that's what's going to happen in the end. So I love that, Monica. And I am so proud of you and so thankful.
And the thing too about families, you guys, is like my sisters, they don't support me at all. They don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram. They don't want anything to do with it. And I've been doing this 6 years and they can see that I'm successful. So even they want to have long hair like me. They want to have a body like me, some of them. And like, I'm like, well, here's my products, but they won't use them and they won't support me. And it's fine, you know, and I've been doing this, like I said, for a long time. And so even when you are successful, even when you do see results, sometimes your friends and family just aren't going to support you. So I really like what Monica said, as far as like, she's doing it for herself. And you guys, that's why I'm doing this business. Like, it does bring me joy. It has helped me find myself. And I did a call with a couple new distributors today. And I said, what are you passionate about? What do you like? And every single person just said, well, I like my kids. I'm a mom. And I know that some of you guys feel the same way. Like, that's all. You're just a mom. You're just a mom that goes to work. You don't have passions anymore. You don't have hobbies. You don't have like things that like bring you personal joy, you know, and that's what this business can do for you. Like, it can help you become the person that you always wanted to be. I'm not going to lie. I always wanted to be a rapper. I always wanted to be a singer, you guys, like legit. I wanted to like rap and sing and do cool stuff. And I've made like 4 rap videos because of It Works that got me on the ranch with Mark Pentecost, because I made one about energy. We made one at conference about all about that rap. No, something, I don't know. But like, you guys, like, I become a rap artist because of this business, you know? Coach was like, no, you know, it was a little pitchy, but like, this business can legit help you accomplish the dreams that you always had for yourself. And it's weird, but it does. It's personal development with a compensation plan. So any other questions? And we're going to move forward with the rest of the call today, which I'm really excited about.
I just want to say one thing. If you lost your dream, get the book by Bruce Wilkinson, The Dream Giver. I love it. We've been reading it, and I've got my dream back so much. So
yes. Okay, you guys. So we're gonna kind of shift gears. Monica, you gave us a good segue into what we're gonna go over today, but we're gonna talk about being a leader and how you guys should be leading your team. You know, I have like one affirmation that I say to myself every single day is, I am a leader of leaders. I'm a leader of leaders. I'm a leader of leaders. I create level 5 leaders. And you guys, there are 2 types of people in this business. There are leaders and there are followers, and both are good. Okay. I want you guys to hear that. We need followers. We need people who can be consistent, who can do the work, but have no desire to lead a team. That's fine. Okay. We need people who can also take responsibility, who can help other people get to where they need to be, who can take advice and who can also give advice. Okay. So no matter where you are in the spectrum, when I first started, I was a follower. I just did what my enroller told me to do. I just showed up to calls. I just made the posts. I just sent the messages. I just did what I was supposed to do. Right. Until I was like, okay, I want more. I have a little bit more. I've got some customers. I've got some distributors underneath me. Okay. And like, some distributors quit. Some customers were unhappy. Like, you're going to have the good with the bad. Right. But then I, as a leader, get to decide whenever something doesn't go my way, am I going to sit and complain about it? Or am I going to do something so that way I can prevent it in the future? Okay. So I want to start at the very beginning. When you join this business, you are a business owner. This is your business. Okay. I've created systems that work for me, and I will give you guys everything that I have because I want you to be successful. If I find a post that works, I'm sending it to you. If I find a script that works, I send it to you. If I was on a call and it gave me like just fire in my blood, I'm sending it out to you guys. Anything that I have, I give to you. Now, that doesn't mean that because it works for me, it will work for you. It also doesn't mean if it didn't work for me, that it's not going to work for you. You're your own business owner. So you get to take all of the information that I'm giving you and other leaders are giving you and Sideline Sisters and Upline and Downline and everybody's giving you, and you get to make it your own. And you get to see if it works. And if it doesn't work, you don't get to be mad about it and say, well, this sucks. I'm not good at this. I should quit. Nobody wants what I have, because it's not true. What's true is that you just have to find the way to make it work for you. Now, Monica, when she reaches out to people, you guys heard her, she starts with a conversation. Hey, how are you? You know, what are some of your goals? For me, I ask them, hey, can I send you information about a product I have? Other people, just give them all the information. It doesn't matter what you do. You just have to feel good about it. And if it's not working, then you got to switch it up. You got to change something. Okay. So, when you first start your business, you're making posts, you're sending messages, and you're doing like our daily KPI, right? You're doing our daily task list, you're hopping on power hours. Like if you want to be successful, you do the bare minimum, okay? You do your KPI sheet, which all of you guys hopefully have on your clipboard readily available all the time, right? This is all we do every day, these 7 things, okay? And then you guys start getting loyal customers. Now, I reached out to leaders earlier this week and I said, will you please do a call with your teams and teach them how to take care of their customers? Because you want to know something that I learned early on in this business? If I don't take care of my customers, then they get upset and then they send me messages mad, and I don't like it. Okay. Anybody ever worked in customer service before? And you get like a grouchy person, like whether you're a waitress or whether, you know, someone's on the phone, like everybody's worked with a grouchy person. So how do you prevent that? You be proactive. So if you do not have your loyal customer tracker sheet and you're not messaging and following up your customers on a daily or on a monthly basis, what's going to happen month 2 when their order runs and they forgot that it was running? They're going to message you and they're going to say, why was my card charged? I didn't want anything. So one thing that I do, especially early on in my business, because you guys, that happened to me. People were like, why did my card get charged? And I'm like, well, because your second order ran. Well, I didn't know it was running because they didn't check their email, right? Corporate always sends out an email, but they didn't check it. So one thing that I do as a business owner, and I want you guys to do this too, okay? There's 51 of you guys on here. I want to help you be successful. Take care of your customers. Write down the date that their order's supposed to be running. Write down the products that they're getting. And I message my customers 5 days before or at the very beginning of the month. And I say, hey, I'm updating my November orders. Would you like to keep yours the same or switch things up? They tell me, I log into their account, I switch things up for them. And I say, okay, you're good to go. And guess what? My customers stay a long time. I'm getting paid on the same customer that I signed the very first month I joined. 6 years ago, I'm still getting paid on the work that I did because I take such good care of my customers. Okay, our goal is to get 6 customers every month. Well, what happens if you get 6 customers, you keep 6 customers, you get 6 more, you keep 12 customers now, you get 6 more. Guess what happens to your paycheck? It goes up. We get paid for helping customers. So don't just help them get started and then leave them hanging there to dry. Take care of them. And you guys, that's the first level of leadership. Okay, God's not going to give you more if you don't take care of what you have. Are you guys hearing me? Okay, I have a little section in my boards called customers. One of my boards says update orders. So at the very beginning of every month, I just go to each of my customers. I click update orders, update orders, update orders. It ships them this message that says, hey, I'm updating my orders. You want to keep yours the same or switch things up? Hey, I'm updating my orders. You want to keep things the same, switch things up, right? And it takes me, you guys, I kid you not, 3 hours to get through all of my customers that I have, because I have about 100 that I message on a monthly basis. And nobody, maybe besides Mandy and Leilani, okay, I don't think anybody else has that many customers that they're going through. And if I can do that every month, you can do it for your 5. You can do it for your 10. Okay. And then you'll get more. And you guys, you want to know the beauty of that? I'm bringing in 5,000 volume on my own every single month. And it's worth my time to message my customers and take care of them, because then I don't have to find new ones to replace them. I mean, I still do every month, but then I'm not losing all of that volume. Okay. And then you guys too, they're sending me referrals. 2 of my customers that I signed this month, they just came straight to me because their friend's like, hey, I want to get some It Works products. And my friend said that you're the best. Dang straight I am, because I take dang good care of my customers. Okay. So number 1, that is how you take the first level of leadership. Okay. If you don't know where to go, I'm going to tell you right now. And I want you guys to try this out tonight. Okay. Go into your eSuite, your back office. You're going to click reports. And then you're going to click tree viewer. then there's this little square that says show loyal customers. And there's all of your customers, okay? So I want you guys to do that tonight. Go through and see what your customers are ordering. If you've never done that before, start taking care of them now. It's not too late. And you guys who are brand new, hear me, because you're gonna wish that you did when you first started, because it's harder to go back, but it's never too late to go back and start taking care of them. And I actually had this one customer who messaged me a few days ago, and she said, can you turn off my orders? And I said, yes. And I went to go find her name, and I never wrote her name on my follow-up sheet. I never wrote it down. I must have been driving or something. And I sent her a voice message, and I said, I'm so sorry. I never contacted you one time in those 3 months, and I apologize. I feel horrible. I'm sending you a free gift in the mail. I dropped the ball. I accepted responsibility. I told her I'm sorry. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And so now we still have a good relationship, you know? So like stuff does fall through the cracks. You're not perfect all the time, but that's level 1, okay? Now, level 2, you guys, is taking care of your team. When you start to get team members, okay? If you are not going through and clicking through your distributors and seeing if they're, you guys, I see so many, oh, I wish my internet wasn't doing this right now. I see so many distributors who are brand new and their auto shipments are running. And I know that they don't want them to run because they didn't change it from what the default was, and they're not working their business. And you guys, how does that make a new distributor feel when they just get charged $150 for an auto shipment that they had no idea was getting run? What are they going to do? They're going to be mad, and they're going to say, It Works took my money, when that's not the truth, right? But how can you prevent that as a leader? You should be going through your tree viewer. I click through every single one of my things like every other day until I was double diamond. And back then we needed like 40 distributors, okay? And I did that because I wanted to make sure my team was taken care of. I checked to make sure what was running the next day, so that way I could say, hey, did you know that this was running? And you know, one of the first things that we have our new distributors do in their training, and you guys who are brand new, is number 1, it says set up your back office. That's the first training that we have them do, where they go in and they work on their auto shipment, they put their picture on their website, right? So you as the leader, can you please make sure that they've done that? And if they're freaking out about this $100 auto shipment that's gonna run, like tell them it's okay, you can turn it off, nothing's required, you know? But the last thing you wanna do is have those things running when they don't want it. That's gonna give them a bad experience. And you as the leader, take care of it. Take care of your team, check your orders, do those things. Can you guys hear me okay, or is it way too spotty?
You're okay. Sometimes it's a little spotty, but other than that, you're okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about my internet. So you guys, I need you guys to lead your teams. Okay, and I've had some distributors who have messaged me, and now I'm going to get into upper leadership. Okay, so when I sign in new distributors, I don't need to put 6 people in a group chat. It's overwhelming, right? So I pick 2 people, a co-sponsor, another person, and me. And that's who goes in the group chat, right? If that's your downline, you can still send them a personal message and say, hey, I just saw that you came into my back office. I want to welcome you to the team. My name is Tamika. I'm your Triple Diamond leader. Super excited to have you. And you can start creating a one-on-one relationship with them. Instead of being mad that you didn't get invited to a group chat, take it upon yourself to be a leader and develop relationships with your team. Okay, when I talk about being a level 5 leader, there are 5 levels of leadership. The first one is positional. Okay, when people join your team, you're at the top. Whether you sign them or somebody else in your organization sign them, you're at the top. You're their positional leader. Okay, and if you stay as their positional leader, that's the reason why they don't message you when you message them back. Or that's the reason why they don't message you back when you message them. Because you're just a positional leader who they don't feel like cares about them at all. Whether you sign them or not, you guys, if you want to take your business to the next level, you got to get the relationships, which is a level 2. So leaders, hear me. When anybody joins your organization, it is your job to send them a personal message and get to know them, find out their why, find out why they're working this business, find out what they need, and then be there to give it to them. If you don't, then you're not going to have a team, because this team is built on relationships. You heard Monica 5 years ago. She watched for 4 or 5 years us continue to have relationships. Relationships is what gives you the strong team. Okay, it's a level 2 leader. Okay, for some of you guys, it's uncomfortable. Okay, I didn't like friends. Like even like Mandy, it took us a long time to be friends because just didn't like, I just am busy. Like, I just don't have time for people. That's what I kept telling myself, you know? And I had to allow myself to be a friend. Okay. And so you guys, relationships, that's a level 2 leader. Okay. Now, number 3 is results. Nobody is going to follow a leader who's never booming the chat. You guys know who the leaders are on this team because they're booming the chat. You're like, man, what are they doing? I want what they have. What's their secret sauce? You know, and you're messaging them, you're asking them what they're posting, you're asking them what they're messaging, you're asking them these things, right? The leader needs to be booming the chat. If you're not booming the chat, your team's not going to respect you. I'm sorry. Like, I passed my upline a long time ago and I realized they didn't know what they were doing. I did, because I was the one that was signing the people. Right? And so as a leader, you've got to continue to grow yourself. You've got to continue to be plugged in, learn new skills, and do the work. And if you feel like you're having a dry season, then you got to reach out to more people, right? You got to say more affirmations. You got to get that mind right. Because if you're not booming the chat, your team honestly isn't going to respect you. And I mean, I know that's harsh. And I know that sometimes we have slow months. Like, so I'm not saying that like it has to be all the time, but you guys know, right? Like, this is true, right? If I was never booming the chat, would you guys want to take my advice? You guys would be like, oh, she's just sitting at top, not doing anything and just getting paid, right? Would it kind of make you a little bit bitter towards me if I was never booming the chat? Yeah, you know, and I like I'm looking at this Packopoly that we've got going. And I'm going to make sure that I make the most pack money. And guess what, you guys? I'm not buying myself gifts. I might have Kelly Jo make me a few masks, but I'm not buying myself gifts, but I'm going to have the most pack money at the end of the month because I'm the leader of the pack. And you guys need to have that same mentality for your team when you're growing a team. Okay. Now, a couple other things that I did when I was growing my business is when I felt like it was slow. Do you know what I did for my team? I sent them messages for their recurring orders. And I said, oh my gosh, Cassie, I'm so proud of you. You've kept this customer for the last 4 months. Way to go. You know, like I was just pulling straws because that is a big deal that they kept a customer, and it was a recurring customer, which just meant that they were on their auto shipment. But guess what? I could still give praise and recognition. I'd message my downline and I'd say, hey, I saw you change so-and-so's order. Way to take good care of your customers. And I was checking my downline reports, and I still do check my downline reports. And I can't say every night anymore, but almost every single night, I'm checking my downline reports. And raise your hand or drop a 1 in the chat if I've ever sent you a message for good job on your loyal customer. Good job on your new distributor. Good job on your customer reorder. Y'all, I have over 500 distributors in my downline. I make time for that. You guys have 7. You guys have 10. Are you plugged into even what your team's doing? I have people who message me and they're like, well, so-and-so didn't message me back and so-and-so's not working and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, do you know what you do have? And I want you guys to think about this for a second, okay? Those of you who have been in the business for a long time, we know that it goes like this, right? You've had a runner underneath you, okay? Like think to a part in your business where you had a runner underneath you. Did you choose to get jealous and feel, I don't know the right word, inferior maybe to them? And it like made you shut down as a leader? And now you look back on that time and you wish that you would have stepped up and been a better leader for them. You think to yourself, what could I have done differently? How could I have kept the momentum going? Because now they're gone. Now they quit. And now you're back here, right? And that's happened to me in my business where like somebody's taken off and done better than like what I was doing, or like I was like jealous that their business was doing better than mine, even though they were in my organization. I was like jealous about it. And then you know what? That was self-sabotage. I put negative energy out there and guess what happened? They ended up quitting and that whole leg went to 0 because I wasn't the mental leader that I needed to be. I couldn't show up and celebrate my downline for being amazing and like really like run with them and help cheer them on, that I killed my own business. And I don't want you guys to do that. I want you guys in your downline reports, celebrating your team, every little thing, and being so grateful. And the second you find yourself saying, well, like, why isn't anyone helping me? And why aren't they messaging me back? And how come nobody's working? And how come nobody's showing up to calls? You look at yourself. They are, you know, and if they're not, then you show up. Okay. Like You are your runner. You do the work and they will come. But if you're sitting here talking about what's not right, then you're not going to go anywhere. And that's where the mental game comes in big time. Okay. And then the other thing, you guys, that leaders do is they show up for their leaders. You guys are all showing up for me right now. And it seriously makes me so grateful and feel so blessed to just flip through these screens and know that you guys are sacrificing family time to just listen to what I have to say, to talk at you guys. And some of you guys are brand new. Some of you guys' uplines have quit. Some of you guys' business have fallen. Some of you guys are at the best time in your business ever. But like, we're all here working for a greater purpose. And I feel so blessed. And I am so grateful. And your leader feels the same way. And they're trying to do things for you guys. I know that some of them are hosting weekly team calls and they message me and they say, nobody showed up. One person showed up. And I'm like, well, be so grateful for that one person and just keep doing them, because I promise, like, when you just stick with it, it'll happen. But you guys who are between the middle of like, I want to be a leader, but I'm not quite a leader yet, support your leader, because that's how you grow in leadership. You guys being on this call right now, I'm teaching you something. And guess what? You're learning, and then you're going to be able to teach it to somebody else. That's how you grow in leadership, is you go with your leader. Okay. You do the things that they say, you twist it, you make it your own, and then you teach it to somebody else. Okay. Everybody can be successful in this business, but you have to start. So you guys support your leaders. And I'm only one person, and I do the best that I can to help everybody. But your leaders, you know, like I said, I got 500. Okay. And let's talk about this real quick. Of the 500 distributors that I have, there, let's say, are 50 on right now. So that means 1 in 10 distributors are going to get on. Do you have 10 distributors in your downline? Some people, yes. Most people, no. And maybe I'll say 10 working distributors in your downline, right? So if you don't, then don't be mad that people aren't showing up, because you know how long it took me to get here right now? 6 years it took me to get here, to have a 1 out of 10 ratio. And I'm so grateful for it. And I'm so happy about it, because guess what? You guys are the ones who I want to invest in. You guys are the ones who I want to help grow. You guys are the ones that I want to spend my time with. And you will find those people when you keep it positive. So show up for your leaders. They're doing everything that they can to help your pod, your leg, your group be successful. So don't just wait for Thursdays just for me, because I just get to do an umbrella, because all of you guys are just in different places. So I just get to do an umbrella. But when you plug into your team leaders calls, your team leaders power hours, they're giving you what you guys need as a team, which is so powerful. So can you guys just like drop a 2 in the comments if you will commit to showing up for your upline? Because when you commit to showing up for your upline, then your team that you're going to attract will show up for you. Okay, I'm committed to each one of you guys. Anytime any of you guys message me, I'm back to you in like an hour, right? Like, I'm committed to helping you guys be successful. And as an upline leader, commit to your team. And you guys who are at the top legs, you guys have got to be plugged into what we're doing so you can help your team. Now, the last thing that I want to say about all this is I know that there's a lot going on. And some of you guys are brand new and you're just like, I don't even know what she's talking about. So just keep this in the back of your head, and you'll pull the pieces that you need when the time is right. So I appreciate you being patient with this call. But, oh, I just lost my train of thought. I totally lost it.
You said
There's
the
a lot
last
going
thing
on.
you were going to say.
There's a lot going on.
Oh, thank you. There's a lot. See, there's a lot going on, you guys. Like, you will lose your mind. I know that there's a lot going on. Okay, so that's why I try on Sundays to give you guys the weekly pack prep with all of the emails and all the links and breakdowns as far as like what's going on for the team. But as leaders, you guys, be plugged into what we're doing. So that way, when you do your own individual team calls, your own individual trainings together, then you're able to like break it down even more simple for the new people and like answer their questions. Because sometimes on a call like this, like, it's so big. And I know a lot of you guys are going to have questions at the end of this, but you're not going to ask because it's such a big platform here, right? And maybe you don't feel comfortable, or maybe you think that it's not important or whatever. But like, as leaders, be plugged into what we're doing and know what tools we have available, and then help your team use the right ones, because there is a lot of stuff going on. Like we have that customer page that Carrie Ann was talking about. We have the host to post group that Mandy was talking about. We have our pack page. We have our pack chat. We have like a distributor event. Like we have a lot of stuff that's going on, right? And so as leaders, be plugged in so that way you can help your teams. And as individual business owners, you guys, I promise you this, the people who show up, go up. And I love what Monica said. She says, I wake up earlier. Sometimes I have to stay up later to be successful in the business. You cannot be the same person you are right now and make more money. You have to grow. You have to sacrifice. You have to invest, which might mean sleep, which might mean quality time with your family. Like for example, right now we're celebrating Beckham's birthday. They're all downstairs playing his new Pokemon game that he just got. And guess what? I'm here with you guys. I'm willing to invest this time. I don't cancel. Okay. I don't cut it short. I invest in this because this is what's important. I'm sacrificing family time tonight so I can be here with you guys. And sacrifice has to happen to get you to the next level. And we talk about it all the time. You have to climb your mountain to get to the top. Every single one of you have to climb your mountain to get to the top. Do you agree? And everybody's mountain is different. So don't be lazy. Don't get tired. Just keep putting one step in front of the other step in front of the other step in front of the other step. Lalani's laughing because I probably said that on the workout this morning. Like one step, because we were doing step ups. But you guys, like, you have a mountain to climb. And if you decide to sit, then you're not going to move and everyone's going to pass you. And it's not going to make you feel good and you're going to quit because you're discouraged. Okay? I show up every single day and I just keep moving forward. And I promise if you just do that and you get around like-minded people, you show up to these calls, it will keep your fire lit and it will keep you moving in the right direction. And those haters and those naysayers and the people who are negative, they don't matter because you are doing something bigger than yourself. You honestly are going to make the world a better place by being a part of this business. And anybody who tells you otherwise is just an ornery person, period, end of story. Because a successful person will never tell you you're working too much. A successful person will never tell you you're wrong when the intention of your heart is to help other people. And that's all you guys need to know, is that we're here to help people get healthier. We're helping people get happier, and we're helping people be able to make money so they don't have to struggle and worry about how they're going to put diapers on their kids, put food on the table, put Christmas under the tree, period, end of story. Okay? So I love you guys so much. Last thing I'm going to show you guys is the Packopoly, because I want everyone to be playing this game because it's legit amazing. I made it thanks to Alyssa for the idea. So I'm going to drop the link in here, but it's called Packopoly. You guys are earning pack money. Okay. And it's through Google Sheets, but it looks like this. And so you guys can see that every time you pass go, you collect $100. You pass go by completing your daily task sheet 7 times. Doesn't have to be in a row, just 7 times your daily task sheet, which looks like this right here. So you're getting a 7 out of 7, 7 out of 7, 7 out of 7. When you do it 7 times, you pass go, you collect $100. Okay, you get $200 for every new loyal customer. You get $300 for every new distributor. You get, I changed this around, every 1 BV counts as $1. So anytime you sign a new customer or you get a new API order, okay? This does not count for reoccurring, but API, which means an existing customer puts in another order, or a new customer, you go ahead and just keep your volume total here. When you read your personal development book, you get $100 per book. And so you're gonna keep your total. And like I said, I'm gonna be the richest Packopoly player at the end of this. And so like, I'm going to lead from the front and make sure that I have the most money. And I challenge any of you to try and beat me. And then you guys at the end of the month, oh shoot, Lalati's in here adding some numbers. Whoo, I'm nervous. But at the end of the month, you guys, you get to come to the pack store, which is on sheet number 2, and you get to redeem your pack money for personalized story slides that will make you with your picture and your story. That way you can have them to put into your stories. You can get a custom vinyl or a coaching call with any of these bosses here. You can get some packs, a sleep pack, a fit pack, coffee pack, and unity pack, boss up pack, or wrap pack. for 1,000 pack money. You get a book for 1,500 pack money, a shirt or a cup for 2,000 pack money. And y'all, this is what I'm going for. I'm going to go on vacation and I'm going to pay Leilani and Mandy for the Facebook takeover, and they're going to work for me. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you guys, but secretly I really want to. But anyway, so you guys, you get to take your pack money at the end of the month, however much you have here, and put it towards these prizes, which I think will be a lot of fun. So that's what I've got.
Mika, can I just say something real quick?
Yes.
If you want them to take over your Facebook for an hour, you do it. You deserve it.
I will take over your Facebook.
I'm too much of
You deserve
OCD, like in control. I don't think I could handle it. I would be like, wait, what are you saying? To
Like
these
freaking
people?
out the whole time.
When
Yeah,
it comes to closing customers, I'll let you finish the very end of it. I'll just get them all the way through, get their information, and you can finish.
But you
Yeah,
guys,
like Mandy is so down.
like this is the fun stuff, you know, that we get to reward hard work. And honestly, we get paid for signing customers. We get paid for helping new distributors. And I'm going to just refer back to Monica's story again. The first time she did this business, she showed up, yes, but she wasn't really doing the work in the mindset, the work, you know, on the phone as far as what it actually takes to find success. And so I don't want you guys to just show up, but I want you to show up, apply what you do, and you will be so successful in this business. So that's what I've got for you guys tonight. I will go ahead and stop the recording, and I will be here for some questions.